My name is Robert Kircher. This is Forest Glen Jerseys in Dayton, Oregon. And yeah, we have a little under 1,000 acres of pasture total in our whole operation. And working with DLF has been pretty successful so far. So we're pretty happy with the results. Oh, we've been organic since 1997, so quite a long time. We've noticed much higher intakes. Cows are grazing grass a whole lot better. You can tell the cows just much prefer these newer ryegrass varieties to eat, and overall still putting plenty of milk into the tank, and we couldn't ask for a better outcome of all the investment into paying for the seed and interseeding it in the fall. I think in our practices going forward, we will continue every fall to go in and aerate and interseed more of these new perennial ryegrass varieties in the fall, and just to continually improve our pastures. The biggest thing for interseeding into the fall is we've got our natural rains coming. We've tried interseeding like midsummer or even late spring, and if you can't keep the water on it, your chances of losing those seedlings is a lot higher. So we've just seen a greater outcome in germination in doing it in the fall. So plant competition in the fall is not that heavy. Usually everything's grazed down just about as low as we can graze it, and the grass by the time the fall comes is slowing down quite a bit. So we just feel that's the best time to do it. And then also we'll start applicating all of our manure water onto the grass to give it its fertility for the next go round. So about 15 to 20 pounds per acre, and we do not use a special no-till drill. We're just using a standard grain drill, and we'll just set it so that the hydraulic cylinder is pushing those discs as deep as it can go. But aerating prior to seeding helps break up the ground, loosen it up, so we can help get that seed into the soil a little better that way. Probably once a year. Going forward, we'll kind of see if, we may get up to that population where we may need to be able to back off and maybe put 5 pounds to the acre in a fall interseed. Just kind of all depends on where we're at. But the way we're going right now and the results we're seeing, we'll continue to interseed every fall, so on all of our pastures. So. Oh, we're probably getting, rough to say, I would say probably another couple tons of dry matter per acre per year, easy, I would say. It's good feed. No, the cows just eat it right up. We've got a couple of pasture paddocks that were just newly renovated last year with some of these newer DLF varieties, and the cows just devour it. It's pretty impressive just to watch them go into those fields, and the way those grasses yield also. I mean, it takes those cows quite a long time to get across those pasture paddocks, just because we're able to move the ribbon so slowly, but there's so much grass out there that they're eating everything right down to the ground. The new pasture paddock that we replanted last fall, and it's all DLF's blend. We completely farmed all the ground up, plowed it, and worked it down and planted, and then pumped manure water on it for fertility and stuff. This spring, early spring, this stuff was almost waist high, so we went in and just cut it for silage, and then we've grazed it probably maybe 4, maybe 5 times so far this year. But this blend is just, it hasn't quit growing. It's pretty impressive. And the cows, when they're grazing it, they graze it right down, and it all shows up in the bulk tank. So we're really happy with it.
Sure, let's figure out how much feed is here, okay? So I'm using my grazing stick, and I'm going to estimate that we have probably averaging about 2,800 pounds of available dry matter. How would you compare with your trained eye?
Probably pretty close to that.
So if this was designed to show 2 inches we can't use, so anything above is available. So as I put it down into kind of trying to come up with my idea average, I'm coming up at 2,800 pounds of available dry matter on this ryegrass-based pasture.
Well, they're not reaching anything quite as much, but